Thank you for using Tucson International Airport.
The coronavirus pandemic is keeping billions of people at home around the world, but Tucson International Airport is an essential business.
TUS cares. Remember this: my mask protects you, and your mask protects me.
It continues to operate 24/7.
You look around here, we still have to keep the facility open. There's still water bills and electric bills, and there's still security and fire departments and personnel that have a job to do. Our federal regulations do not care that we have a pandemic. We still have minimum standards to achieve.
And the tasks are more financially challenging without its lifeblood. Flights to multiple destinations from different airlines, and a steady stream of passengers who are willing to take them.
The change has been absolutely dramatic. I mean, to the tune of about almost $2 million a month of lost revenue since the pandemic started. And that's tough.
The loss comes from fewer sales at the airport's restaurants and stores, along with parking fees, to name a few.
This time of year, summer's our slow season, so about 60 flights a day. And right now, we're a little less than half of that. And the same is true for our passengers. We're about 38% of normal right now because of the COVID and the flight reductions that the airlines have implemented.
And now, because of the coronavirus, the airport has additional expenses in its annual budget of about $34 million. So far, the Tucson Airport Authority has spent more than $250,000 on fighting the possible spread of the pandemic on its properties.
We purchased new equipment that sprays large areas much quicker than before. We've upgraded our chemicals to a hospital grade cleaning. We've added in UV rays on the handrails of our escalators. We've added social distance signing on the floors, the seats, the elevators, and we've added plexiglass shields between the passengers and the workers at all of the transaction counters.
While at the airport, we met Bailey Stewart and his mother Amber. They were returning to South Carolina after visiting family in Tucson. At $200 round trip per person, it ended up being a better deal than the trip they had planned earlier this year that got postponed because of the pandemic.
Not really nervous, just more excited to be able to reunite with family. So we didn't feel like the pandemic should get in the way of that as far as the everyday life. I do agree with taking safety precautions, which is why I'm wearing this mask, but I don't believe that we should stop everything in its tracks.
For Suriel Medina, the journey was more imperative. Medina boarded 3 flights from his home in Grand Rapids, Michigan to get to Hermosillo, Sonora, where he picked up his 18-month-old daughter from her grandparents. From Hermosillo, the father and daughter traveled by land to Tucson to fly back to their final destination so little Camila can live with her parents again.
It wasn't an option. We kind of had to do it, but if we would have had another option, we would have took another option. Yep.
Were you nervous or apprehensive? What's going through your mind?
I'm not really nervous about this. I believe in God, and I know that God's taking care of me, so He's taking care of our family.
At TIA, passenger traffic is gradually improving compared to the lowest numbers weeks ago. Officials say no businesses have closed permanently, and the airport authority did not have to lay off anybody. As part of the CARES Act earlier this year, the federal government provided $10 billion to the nation's airports. TIA received $22.6 million that helped to soften the blow. Still, some airlines are projecting a 50% drop in business in 2021 compared to pre-COVID times, and the road to recovery remains uncertain.
It'll probably be well into next year before we start to see things get a little bit back to normal. Of course, it's all tied to getting that vaccine and bringing these numbers down nationwide to get people more comfortable, with going about their normal daily lives.